same old story with Typhoon Kammuri today. Still a Category 1 storm on the Saffir-Simpson scale with 80 mph winds and a pressure estimate of 979 millibars at 10 p.m. Philippine time this November 30th. The risk remains pretty much the same as well. We're looking at Tabaco for potential landfall on December 2nd. Stage 7 on the CDPS, wherever it might make landfall, although we are expecting that it will intensify substantially before it does so. So, catastrophic potential impacts there. Here it is right now though, large wind field to the north, smaller on the southern side, 13.6 degrees north, 133.8 degrees east. And the storm is growing a little bit, and any signs of intensification are a little bit lacking at the moment. 616 miles from Tacloban, 676 from Legazpi, 713 from Naga, 859 from Batangas City, and 862 from the capital Manila. No warnings in effect at this time, but I expect that Signal 1 and 2 warnings will start to come in effect pretty soon for the Philippines. It is still around just over a day away at least from starting to impact some of those islands. It is still quite far away. Here is the expected rainfall in the next 7 days, so you can see that the rainfall is getting closer by the time we get to tomorrow, and by the end of the weekend into Monday we'll see significant amounts of rain falling over the central part of the Philippines, northern Visayas region into Luzon, mainly Luzon though. The pink areas there denoting rainfall amounts of over 75 millimeters, that's 3 inches, and in some places it'll be well over that, getting up towards 500 millimeters, that's 20 inches of rain, quite possible, and maybe even higher than that in higher elevations. Sea surface temperatures around 28 degrees Celsius, pretty much all the way up until landfall. Into the South China Sea, temperatures will cool down quite a bit unless the storm dives towards the south, which it may well do. Here is another look at the forecast then, the GFS model, still indicating that potential for rapid intensification is there when we look at Sunday into Monday, when it strikes the Philippines probably during daylight or evening hours on Monday for Catanduanes and southeastern Luzon, and then moving through pretty quickly actually into the South China Sea by Wednesday clearly, and then eventually taking a turn towards the south. Still a tropical storm there late in the week, and then starting to lose itself there late on in the forecast period. So the chance of tropical storm force winds in the next 5 days is as follows: 88% chance of Virac, which is pretty much expected, 82% at Naga, 81% at Legazpi, 68% at Batangas, and now 62% chance of tropical storm force winds in Manila. Those percentages will probably only increase. So here's what the models are saying as well. The other models there, the HWRF and the CTCX, also going with Category 4 for the peak there. Minimal Category 4 albeit, but still you're looking at winds there of 130 miles per hour, which is pretty fast in kilometers per hour, must be over 200 kilometers per hour there. Wind shear is going to be low for the next 24 hours, and then it will start rising again. Sea surface temperature looking pretty good. Relative humidity is average. The track is pretty much assured, although exactly where the storm makes landfall is still fairly unclear. It could be anywhere from the southern tip of Luzon to somewhere towards the Aurora province. So this is what the storm's looking like on satellite imagery. You can see there what looks like an apparent center there, although indications showing that the actual center is a little bit towards the south and east of where it looks like there on that imagery. It's a really confusing situation. It has been for days, with those massive cloud tops still there, but not as many of them, and really starting to wane on the northern side. We'll continue to watch this very closely with further updates. You can follow Force 13's outlets, the website force13.com. You can also find our YouTube channel. If you're not there already, you may well be. Good chance of that. Subscribe if you haven't. You can also find our Facebook page, search Force 13 all in text, and our Twitter handle, it's @Force13 on there. You can also help the project become even better by becoming a patron. You can see more information about all the benefits involved by visiting patreon.com/Force13. With a special thanks to these people for being our most valued patrons this month. You can also check out our growing merch store so you can show Force 13's colors wherever you go. You can also find a link to our Discord server underneath this video in the description.